welcome back to my channel. So if you would like to see my everyday makeup routine, make sure to keep on watching this video. So I just thought I would talk you guys through my everyday makeup. I filmed one of these videos a little while back, but I thought I would just do an updated version because things have changed a little bit. So firstly, I'm going to be using the Ordinary High Spreadability Fluid Primer. So I just take this on my hands and then I just gently rub it all over my face. I've been using this primer for quite a while and have found it works really well with my skin. It doesn't feel super heavy and it isn't drying or anything like that. So yeah, I really like it, and you guys probably already know I love The Ordinary. I love their skincare products. And I know they have quite a few makeup products. I think they have some foundations and concealers. Haven't tried them, but I really would love to try those. But for the moment, we're just gonna use their skincare. Okay, now I'm going to move on to foundation. So this is the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation, and this is in the shade Buff. I'm just gonna take this on the back of my hand, and then I usually will just like dip my finger in it, and then I will just sort of place the product over one side of my face, and then I take my Real Techniques beauty blender and start blending this gently in on this side of my face. And then once that side is done, I just move on to the next side of my face. I always find it kind of hard to like talk while doing my makeup. I don't know, like my brain just can't do two at once. That's just how it's gonna be here. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit more, kind of mix it in and put it across my forehead. And then I'm gonna like blend the chin area down onto my neck as well. Alright, so foundation is basically done. Didn't actually take me too long, which is great. Next, we're gonna move on to concealer. So this is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Sand. I'm just going to place a little bit under my eyes just to brighten up that area, and then I also just sort of lightly brush it over my problem areas just to get a nice general coverage. I've also found that the foundation is more of like a light to medium coverage. If you guys want a full coverage concealer, probably wouldn't recommend this one as it's a bit more of a lighter coverage, but me personally, I prefer light coverage for like the everyday. I like this one because it's not super heavy, it's just very light and natural. And that's also basically the same with the concealer. Again, it's not super high coverage, so if you guys want higher coverage, would probably go for a different type of concealer. Okay, so my foundation and concealer are pretty much done. Now I'm going to move on to powder. This is the Australis Fresh and Flawless Powder in the shade Medium Tan. I've had this for quite a while. As you can see, I've hit pan on it, but it's still going strong, so might as well use it up, you know. First, I'm just going to take this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm going to use this to apply the powder under my eyes. I would definitely recommend this brush to you guys. And then I'm going to take the Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm going to use this for all over my face. Again, really great brush. I've been using the Real Techniques brushes for years. Like, I've had these for years. If you guys like scroll to some of my old videos on my channel, and if you watch some of the old like makeup video ones, you guys will see these brushes. But yeah, I've been using them for years. I love them. They're really good quality. They've lasted very well. They're also not super expensive. That's pretty much the base done. I think I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows. So the product I use for my eyebrows is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade Deep Brown. I like this one because it comes with a spoolie and then it has like the pencil on the other end. So yeah, with my brows, I usually just brush them out first. I also find it hard to explain how I do my brows, but basically I kind of start on like the edge and shape that and then work my way into the center, but as I'm getting into the center, it's like lighter and lighter. I hope that makes sense, but you guys will see what I'm doing. Watch and learn, ladies and gents. So yeah, I've sort of done like the outer part of my brow, and now I'm like slowly working my way into the middle. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but that's pretty much almost done. I used to do a lot more to my brows when I was younger. I used to use like the Anastasia pomade. I just find it doesn't look as natural and it's harder to use than a pencil, so I just use like the pencil crayon now. I also really like this one because it's more like a crayon, so I feel like it's easier to use than a pencil. You don't have to press as hard. I'm just gonna finish my brows and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Okay, so my eyebrows are done and now I'm going to be concealing around them just to like define the shape. Again, I just brush them out. So to do that, I take my concealer and then I take these two brushes. These are from Zoeva. So I have the 317 wing liner brush and the 142 concealer buffer. So I use this one to place the concealer around my eyebrows and then I use this one to blend it in. You guys will see, it's pretty simple. So yeah, I dip the brush in this end of the concealer just to get a little bit of product, and then I just trace around my brow with the product lightly. I don't apply it too much. And then I take this concealer brush and just gently blend it out. I just feel like this step makes them look a bit more cleaner and defined, so it's something I personally like to do, and it also doesn't take that long. I just finished that side, so now I'm gonna do this other side. Okay, so that is all done. I'm just going to set that again with my setting brush and powder just to keep it in place, keep it looking fresh and flawless. This is the perfect brush for this job. So now my base is completely done, we can move on to the fun part, which is contour, blush and highlight. My favorite part. So I'm going to use the Too Faced Coco Contour Kit, and this is the light to medium kit. So I'm just going to use the little brush in here and I'm going to mix together the dark and medium cocoa colors. I'm going to start slowly applying this to my cheekbones with this brush just to initially get the color on my face, and then I'm going to switch to another brush to build it up. Now I'm going to switch to the Real Techniques contour brush and do the same thing, except I'm going to blend it out a little bit more. So I think that is pretty much done. I don't go super crazy with the contour. I like to just have a naturally bronzed look, nothing crazy. And this one works really well because it blends out super nice. So next up is blush. I'm going to be using this Tarte blush. This is in the shade Captivating. So this is what it looks like. It's like a very nice warm peachy blush, which are my favorite blushes. I'm just going to use this Real Techniques blush brush. I'm going to softly apply this to the apples of my cheeks. I'm not a massive fan of blush. I don't like applying too much, so I prefer the more subtle blush look. I really love the Tarte blushes because they blend out so nicely and they're not super strong and overpowering, so they're just like a nice subtle glow. I really like them. So that is pretty much my blush done. Next I'm going to move on to highlighter. I'm going to use the Becca Shimmering Pressed Skin Perfector, and this is in the shade Pearl. So this is a pretty bright white highlighter, but I do a very light cover of this. I'm going to use the Zoeva 227 Soft Definer brush to softly apply it. So yeah, I just gently dip it in and then I will just kind of brush it lightly over my cheekbone. My nose is really glowing. I take this Zoeva 223 Petite Eye Blender and just use this to apply some on my brow bone. And that is pretty much highlighter done. The next thing I do is for my eyelashes. As you can see, I have eyelash extensions, so the only real thing I need to do is brush them out. I just take this little spoolie. I got this from my lash lady. And the last thing I do is apply a lip product. I'm just going to be using this Tarte Glossy Lip Paint. I really like these. I use them almost every time I put on makeup actually. So that is my everyday makeup look. Nothing too crazy, pretty simple, easy to do. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up to let me know. Also subscribe to my channel, the button is down below. And also make sure to turn on the post notification bell. That way you can stay up to date with all my new videos. I post new videos every single Sunday. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next Sunday for another video. God bless. Bye.